At 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin tonight in Stores, where Husky Nation is out in full force, sending their support out to the women's basketball team. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Hart.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Both basketball teams are going far in the NCAA tournament this year, and local businesses are not complaining.
Now, pretty much every game night, students and fans are turning out to local establishments in droves, and tonight is no different as the women take on the University of Southern California in Portland, Oregon, hoping to punch their ticket to the Final Four.
Yeah, that game is getting underway right now. Fox 61's Jake Garcia spent the afternoon talking with Husky fans on campus. He has more tonight and all the excitement happening now in Stores. Hi, Jake.
Hi, Britt and Sarah. Yeah, Ted's fans have been packing Ted's restaurant and bar for the last several hours, hoping to get a good seat before the game started. Now, Ted's no stranger to catering to UConn fans, as they've been doing this for quite some time, but this year is much different than last year.
Go Huskies!
The spirit of UConn Nation alive and well in Stores. Fans showing up early to Ted's restaurant and bar on campus to make sure they got a good spot to watch the game.
I mean, the excitement on campus is just something else. It's such like an exciting energy just to be here.
Fans excited to cheer on their favorite players.
I'm just excited to watch and see. I know like Ashlyn Shade, freshman, is like amazing, on fire. I love to watch her play along with Paige and Aaliyah and everyone else, Nika.
Management at TED say they benefit from the Huskies' success, both the men's and the women's teams.
Every year we look forward to March, to have both teams still playing, you know, at the end of March, early April now. It's a blessing for business, for the school, for the students, for the fans, for all of Connecticut.
This year, sports bars across the state have doubled their opportunity to host watch parties, with the men and women advancing far in the tournament.
We don't want to take these moments and these games for granted. All the games are big from here on out, single elimination tournaments. There's nothing like, you know, college basketball on both sides, men's and women's. So we're really excited. We can't wait for how many more watch parties can there be? Hopefully another 5.
Ted's is not the only business near campus benefiting from UConn's success. The Graduate Hotel says when the first few rounds of the women's tournament was hosted in Stores, they were packed.
The lobby's packed, the kitchen's open, we're serving drinks and food. It's a natural spot because a lot of people will park in this area, stop by, meet up with friends here at the hotel, and then head over to the game. Like I said, the hotel's sold out on those nights.
UConn Nation hoping both teams bring home the title.
They're doing great, and I just hope they keep it up.
Now, UConn does have a history of winning twice in 1 year, with both the men's and the women's taking the national championship in both 2004 and 2014. So maybe 2024 will be the next time they'll do it again. But only time will tell. Reporting live in Stores, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. And as for the UConn women, it is do or die for the Huskies on their quest for a national championship. The Huskies tipping off just a short time ago against the #1 seed Southern California. Right now, the second quarter is underway, and the Huskies are tied with the Trojans. The winner will punch their ticket as the 4th and final team to head to Cleveland for the women's Final Four.
Meanwhile, in Arizona, the final touches are being made to State Farm Stadium ahead of the men's Final Four. The UConn men will be there on Saturday trying to dance their way into back-to-back championships. The Huskies came out on top over Illinois last Saturday. They'll take on Alabama in Phoenix just 5 days from now. The winner there takes on the winner of the North Carolina State and Purdue game next Monday.
All right, time now for a first check on the forecast, and it is shaping up to be a soggy week.
Yeah, we're tracking rain and even some possibly snowflakes. I don't like to talk about this in spring. Let's not talk about that. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here. She has to talk about it, though.
I could tell you wouldn't want to talk about it. You were like, some snowflakes. I like that. Yeah, it is looking like a wet week ahead. Same story, different week, more rain. We're anticipating about 2.5 inches between tomorrow and Wednesday, with some lingering showers into Thursday. We also, on top of the rain, are expecting gusts up between 35 to 45 miles per hour heading into Wednesday night, when the winds will be the strongest. And yes, during the day on Wednesday in the higher elevations, there could be a bit of sleet, a mix of snow and rain. And on Thursday, other locations, maybe that aren't in the hills, could see a few snowflakes. So this isn't an April Fool's Day joke. This is our life here in Connecticut and New England. Temperatures right now are in the 40s. It turned out to be a really beautiful day. We'll continue to see increasing clouds as we head through the overnight and towards daybreak, and a rising likelihood for rain as we head through the day tomorrow. Overnight lows near 40 as we head towards daybreak. Some spots might be able to catch a nice sunrise before those clouds really thicken up. It's a dry start to the day, and then as we head through the midday and afternoon, there will be a rising chance for rain. If you live south and west of Hartford, that rain could develop in the morning, but areas north and east of Hartford may stay dry until the afternoon. Once that rain gets here, it's going to be hanging out with us for some time. We'll take a look at rainfall totals. We'll take a closer look at wind, and yes, even those snowflakes coming up.
All right, Rachel, if you must. All right, the 52-year-old man accused of stealing a car with a child inside in Massachusetts and then driving that car to Connecticut was in court today. Vadim Vorobyov allegedly stole that car in Chicopee on Friday. He is seen later on surveillance camera dropping off the 3-year-old outside the Roadway Inn in Windsor. Thankfully, that boy was found unhurt by a man walking his dog. Vorobyov then allegedly drove 5 miles to a nearby Target parking lot, ditched the car, and ran into several businesses before being caught and arrested inside the Dollar Tree store. He is currently in custody here in Connecticut with an $800,000 bail, but will be extradited to Massachusetts at some point for trial. Officers say license plate readers and quick communication played pivotal roles in making this quick arrest.
Bridgeport police are still investigating shootings late Saturday. 4 people were shot, 2 killed. Officers tell Fox 61 they responded to the intersection of Stratford and Logan around 11:15 that night over reports of shots fired. 2 men, 30 and 32 years old, died. The other 2 victims, a 25-year-old man and a 34-year-old woman, are still in the hospital. They're expected to recover. Police are still searching for a suspect, though. If you have any information that could help police, you're asked to give them a call.
A New Haven firefighter who had recently returned to work after being seriously injured in a fire that took the life of his brother in uniform says he is retiring now. 31-year-old Captain Samad Rankins says multiple factors led to this decision, including lasting trauma from that May of 2021 house fire that nearly killed him but took the life of his fellow firefighter Ricardo Torres Jr. Rankins returned to work in May of 2023. He sued the city of New Haven months prior, alleging the fire department ignored an all clear from his doctors earlier that year.
Meriden police have identified the man killed in a deadly crash involving 2 cars last week. 53-year-old Louis Malero died while trying to cross the Berlin Turnpike Wednesday night. Police tell us the driver of a sedan hit Malero, followed quickly by a pickup truck. He died on the scene. The driver of the sedan stayed behind to talk with police. The pickup truck driver got in contact with officials some hours later. Investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what happened.
A recent court ruling has put the issue of guns and whether they should be allowed in Connecticut state parks back in the public eye. Fox 61's Matt Caron is in Bloomfield with the details on an extensive legal battle playing out between gun advocates and the state.
Well, as the weather gets nicer, more people are heading outside. And of course, Connecticut state parks are a popular destination. But should the people who frequent them be allowed to carry a firearm? A federal appeals court overturned a lower court decision last week that upheld Connecticut's law banning guns in state parks.
The Second Circuit agreed with us.
Attorney Cameron Atkinson successfully argued the case, claiming the state law violates the Second and 14th Amendments.
No doubt in my mind that there's no historical support for this law and that it should be declared unconstitutional.
In this 9-page summary judgment, the court said, "We have considered the state's arguments and find them to be without merit." But people in parks told Fox 61 they wouldn't feel comfortable around a firearm.
I don't think there's any really a good reason to have a gun in a park. I just think it's as I mentioned before, a potential accident waiting to happen. We take our kids here, our grandkids and so forth here, and I don't want to have a gun around.
The State Department of Energy and Environmental Protection argued the law is old and officials don't even enforce it. Yet on March 19th, DEEP confirmed it responded to Sleeping Giant State Park in Hamden for a report that an individual brandished a weapon.
We're asking the courts to give us the right to protect ourselves back in state parks.
There's other ways to protect yourself, and there's if you feel like you're ever in danger, you could always make a plan for yourself.
Despite parts of the ban dating back to 1918, the entire statute was enacted in 1993 and most recently amended in 2017. It's hard to see how that would make it so outdated as to suggest the state is no longer enforcing it, said the court. Now, this ruling doesn't mean that guns are all of a sudden legal in state parks, but it does reopen the issue for further debate. As we traveled to state parks today, we saw some signs that said no hunting state park, but even that isn't true, because if you go on Deep's website, it says that hunting is allowed for certain animals with certain weapons during certain seasons at certain state parks. You can log on to our website, fox61.com, for more information on that. Reporting in Bloomfield, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.